Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sunday Cook with me. Well, I have something a little different today. It's another way to use up your leftovers because with the groceries expensive as they are, you want to make sure you're using as much as possible and not throwing away good food. Now last night we had meatloaf, mashed potato, and green beans for dinner. It was very good. But my meatloaf recipe uses 2 pounds of ground beef, and it makes a great big meatloaf. And so I thought, well, I want to find something to do with this leftover meatloaf. I know you can use it in, I like cold meatloaf sandwiches. Bob's not that thrilled with them. I could make a hot meatloaf sandwich. But I thought, let's see if we can find something a little different, and I found a recipe called leftover meatloaf quiche recipe. So you can have it for breakfast the next morning or the morning after. And a quiche will feed probably 6 to 8 people, so you're certainly not wasting anything. And this quiche takes very little. It does take 4 eggs, so you might need a second mortgage, but it just uses your leftover meatloaf and some cheese. And this is really using one of the Impossible Pie quiche recipes, using the Bisquick or baking mix of your choice, but I happen to have Bisquick. So I'm going to take you down to the counter and show you how easy it is to put together a leftover meatloaf quiche. Be right back. Okay, now I have my pie plate here, and I have lightly sprayed it, and I'm going to take this meatloaf that I have here and a knife. Sorry, didn't get my knife out. And I'm just going to cut it up. I'm going to try to avoid these little edges here because my oven is preheated. I preheated it to 400 degrees. I cooked this in the air fryer, and it was very good, but it does make kind of a crispy top. So I'm just going to take this and slice it up. I'm going to make some cubes out of it. And it calls for 2 cups, when this is probably pretty close to that. Let's just see. There's 1 cup. This looks like a hard piece. Two cups. Now you don't have to add seasoning because your meatloaf has already been seasoned. Now I use, and any meatloaf will work, any of your recipes. I happen to use the one that's on the back of the Lipton's Beefy Onion Soup Mix. We like that one, and I've used it many times. And the next thing you want to do is take about a cup of cheese of your choice. I'm using a Fiesta blend. And there's the basis for your quiche. Now we need to do the impossible part. And I'm going to start with 4 eggs. I didn't break that one very well. But we managed to avoid the shell. And I'm going to just set this aside for just a minute. And I'm going to take another bowl and I'm going to add 2 cups of milk, and I'm using whole milk. And 1 cup of Bisquick or baking mix. And I'm going to do this in half-cup increments here. You want to be able to get this in here smoothly. Get the second one. Now I can tell you right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to get all of this liquid in my pie plate because I don't think it's quite big enough, but we'll put what we can. Now you want to get this smooth, so you just keep mixing it till it gets nice and smooth. That looks pretty smooth to me, and I'll add my eggs. Now to this mixture we're going to add a little salt and pepper because the milk has not been seasoned and the eggs have not been seasoned. Alrighty, now let's see what we can get in here. I think that's about going to do it. So I got maybe half a cup, quarter of a cup left. Now what I'm going to do, to avoid hating myself later, is put this on a sheet pan. And I'm going to try to squeeze a little bit more now that it's on the pan. There you go. I'm going to put this in an oven. It's in 400-degree oven, and it says 35 minutes. I will check it at 35 minutes. You want to make sure when you put a toothpick in it, it comes out clean. So I will be back when we get ready to take it out of the oven. See you in a bit. Here it is, right out of the oven. And it says to let it cool on a wire rack for 15 minutes before slicing it. Didn't this look nice, huh? So I will be back when it's time to cut it. See you in a bit. Okay, it's been that time. Let's see what we get here. Looks good. Get a fork out. Whoops. Let's see what it tastes like. I haven't had one of these impossible pies in a while. It's surprisingly good. I think it needs a little salt though. Give me a second. Delicious. I'm just remembering now these impossible pies. It's almost like a it's a custard consistency, but almost like a cakey custard. One more bite. Excellent, excellent. What a good way to use up leftover meatloaf. And it makes a big pan. Oh, stop eating it. It makes a big pan, so you've got at least, I'd say 8 servings at least. So let me see, I'll take it down. So give that a try. It's delicious. Delicious. So there you go, leftover meatloaf quiche. A good way to use up your leftovers. And stretch them for another meal. Let's make a great dinner with the side salad. But you can add other seasonings if you like. It's bland. It's not bland. I shouldn't say bland because the meatloaf does have seasoning. But you could always add some hot pepper flakes or a little cayenne or whatever if you like it a little spicy. But it certainly is good. So I'll see you again Tuesday. We'll be back to crafting. Until then, I hope you have a great Sunday afternoon. And everybody stay well. Play by the rules. And I'll see you Tuesday. Everybody play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.